Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another IMR video. Today we're going to talk about epics. I want to talk about which epics are food and which epics are worth saving. I will say right now, there is not a lot of epics that I am saving. Okay, so I forget the name of the first guy you get. Whatever the guy is, has the AoE, he's got the shield and all that stuff. Whatever that dude's name is, he is fine to use up until 80 and then to get some of the content done, but after that I would not awaken him. I would not awaken him at all. I would save your awakening for someone like Holder. I will say he is probably right now the best epic in the entire game. The other starter hero you get is this girl Eden, and she's kind of in the same boat as that other guy, the other starter champion. Decent to use. She's probably a little bit better than him, but I wouldn't be awakening her to 5-star awaken right away. That's for sure. She's got some heals and some other utility and is a decent unit to start leveling, but number one is going to be Holder. Great unit. I would highly recommend building him as maybe even your first A5. Amazing unit. You're going to want to build him in one of these sets if you can get it, which basically, what is that? Why is there a box literally in the middle of the thing? Then you can't read it. Okay. I don't know what's going on with BlueStacks right now, but I got something in the way. Anyways, it has crit, leech, and mastery. The set is really good on him. You're going to want to build him with some hit chance because he puts bleeds and his bleeds increases damage. You can mix him with other people who do bleeds to increase his damage even more. Great unit. Now, I think the second best epic in the game is probably Liz. Great unit. She basically can shield everyone. She first heals them, then cleanses their dots, and grants a shield. Pretty crazy. She does a lot of healing, and because she also has this heal over here, restores HP. Just a really overall very good unit. She also has this really cool thing that works very well with Holder. Restores her own health every time a debuff is inflicted on an enemy. So when she's paired with Holder, she constantly is healing herself. Not to mention, she can also put HP burn just for some additional damage on the target. Probably the second best healer next to that is Magus. I will say I think Liz is better than Magus. So probably build Liz before you build Magus. Holder and Liz, 100% you can put all of your skill ups into and awaken multiple times. I don't know if you want to fully A5 Liz because she's a support, but as a damage dealer, definitely Holden. You definitely want to A5 awaken him first if you get him. I will say, even as a free-to-play, you get a lot of summons. I got 2 copies of Holder as a free-to-play in the first like 5 days. So I would say you could even hold out for Holder, if you get what I mean there. Very solid unit. Okay, another unit that's really good is this guy right here, Lester. He's really good for PvP, but you can also use him in other content, I'm sure. He's like god tier for PvP because he has this thing basically guaranteed crit, and then he also has this huge multiplier on an AoE. So he gets a guaranteed crit. You can literally build him with 0% crit rate, and his first attack you can just build him with a ridiculous amount of crit damage, and he can just one-shot everything. Very cool. He also plays defense down, which is nice. He actually places 2 versions of defense down, so he both single target, but that makes him viable for PvE as well. So he has a hard-hitting AoE for like the waves, for example, and then he also has relatively hard-hitting abilities. This is still 200%. In the big version of decreased defense. So very cool there. There's not that many people who put out decreased defense, and I don't think there's anyone who has a 100% chance. So this guy has a 60% chance. Yeah, I have 3 copies of him. You can see I pulled 3 in a row of him, and I will definitely build him out, especially for PvP. Right now I'm focusing all of my food on Holder, and the biggest reason why I'm talking about epics is because you're going to want to use all of your epics as food. You not want to save a lot of epics. So I'm basically just going through any of the units that you should even consider saving, and then basically get rid of the rest and use them all for food. Now, this guy I see ranked pretty high for a lot of people. Let's go through his kit. I'm not super familiar what he does. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so he does He does a big AoE, and basically the fewer the targets, the higher the skill damage. So I think that means if it's one target, you're dealing 400%. I think if it's 5 targets, you're probably dealing 200%. These also go up, so it's a pretty big AoE. 40% chance to attach leech. Okay, this is pretty good as well. So this means you don't need leech on other people, I'm assuming. I'm assuming this means it places leech whenever he attacks, and then anyone who hits that person will leech damage. That's what I'm assuming that means. 40% chance to apply 50% leech rate. That seems pretty strong. He also has speed down and a hard-hitting single target, and then also grants stealth. Stealth is useful, it just means they can't target him. And then deals 160% to an enemy, 30% chance to increase the self-attack for 2 rounds. So pretty cool. Definitely a decent damage dealer. At least seems to be. And this leech could be pretty useful. Definitely. Aboro is another person that's you could maybe get away with building if you don't have holder. You start with this guy, so everyone gets one. You could build him if you're really unlucky and you don't get a holder for a while. You could probably build this guy instead of holder. A couple honorable mentions in here is this guy has some utility. He basically has this thing that he can, like, when he inflicts a debuff, 30% chance to extend it. And he has this anti-heal stuff. If you ever need this, it is an AoE, and it has, I guess it's only a 30% chance. That's kind of low. Yeah, it's really low. I don't know. Some people say this guy's decent, but honestly, he's probably just food. In this game, you kind of want to focus on 1 or 2 carry units and just get rid of everyone else. Do keep copies of good people, because don't forget you can level up their exclusive with copies. But I'm honestly, right now, I'm going to get rid of literally everyone. I'm only saving Lester, Liz, Holder, Eden. I am saving this girl, Naya. She's kind of like a, I don't see a lot of people talk about her, but her kit seems pretty decent, honestly. She has an AoE that puts decreased defense down. If she has attack up, she also puts the big version, and it's fairly high, 50% chance, and it goes up to 60 when it's skilled up. She also has this thing that she just heals herself every turn, which is kind of useful. 10% every turn when she's skilled up. And she also brings attack to all of your allies. If this was the big attack, she would be a pretty strong unit. And then she also does bleed. So if you're using holder, she can help put some additional bleeds on the target for you. So another decent epic. That's pretty much all on the list. Some people say this guy's decent. He does have some support to him. So he has a shield. And I think the shield is actually pretty huge because he has a decent HP pool. Another thing that gives him a shield. This is a full team shield. This is for all your allies. And then he also has this AoE, damage based on defense, and has a 20%, 32% chance to inflict a stun. Not bad. And also a single target stun as well. That is 25%. So deals damage based on defense, which is kind of cool. That means he's a little bit easier to keep alive. So they added a couple new epics last night, right after I recorded this video on which epics to keep. None of them are super impactful. Blade, this guy's just like a tanky dude who has guaranteed stun, defense down, super tanky. He's not going to be game changing. They did add someone who has a lot of heal block. Let me find that guy real quick. This guy, I think. Yeah, so this guy has a lot of severe wound. You may save this guy just in case you need that for some of the bosses. He places it on a lot of his skills, so 30% chance whenever he gets attacked, as long as he has a shield. He places it here with a 90% chance when skilled up. He also places provoke. He puts a shield on all of his allies, so it might be a decent support. It's 16% of his max HP, plus 6, so that's whatever, 22%, and he has a high base speed. And he also puts defense down, so might be useful to keep. Other than that, nothing game-changing in the new epics. They also changed Moo. Moo should be a Doom Legion, even though he's not. I forgot they put him in some weird some weird place, but they changed Mu 2 and some of the other epics, but really does not make any of them game changing. Doesn't really change what I said earlier. Yeah, that's it. Those are all the epics I would keep. The rest, I would literally go directly to food. Okay, hope this video was helpful. I just want to go through epics because there's a lot of new characters. There's not many tier lists out there. I've come across one tier list before, and that's about it. And yeah, those are all the epics I'll be keeping. The rest are going directly into food right now, and they're going directly into my holder. I am trying to get him to A5 as my first unit. I did awaken a couple other units, which I'm not sure was a good idea because I could almost have my holder A5 by now, but I feel like I needed a little bit of support for him to clear some of the campaign content. Okay, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not already, and have a great day, everyone. See you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.